Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the tech world lately, the Android August 17th update for Google's Pixel lineup. Now, I know what you're thinking, another update. What's the big deal? But here's the thing, this one's a bit more intriguing than your average patch. So, let's break it down and see what's really going on. First off, this update is rolling out to a whopping 13 Pixel devices, from the Pixel 8 all the way up to the Pixel 10 series. That's a massive range, and it shows Google's commitment to keeping its devices up to date. But what caught my eye isn't the number of devices, it's what's not in this update. According to the Security Bulletin, there are no major security fixes in the Android August 17th patch itself. Wait, what? No security fixes? That's unusual, right? Personally, I think this raises a deeper question: if there aren't any critical security issues, what's the real purpose of this update? Is it just a routine checkup, or is Google laying the groundwork for something bigger down the line? It's a detail that makes you wonder about their long-term strategy. Now, let's talk about the Pixel 10 fixes, because this is where things get interesting. There are 3 specific improvements listed, and they're all about refining the user experience. First, there's a fix for a crash in certain gaming apps. If you're a gamer, you know how frustrating random crashes can be. What makes this really interesting is that it's not just a blanket fix, it's targeted at specific conditions. This suggests that Google's been paying close attention to user feedback and pinpointing exact scenarios where the issue occurs. In my opinion, this level of detail is what sets Google apart in the Android ecosystem. Next up, we've got general improvements for GPU performance. Now, this one's a bit more vague, but it's still significant. GPU performance is critical for everything from gaming to multitasking, so even small tweaks can make a big difference. What many people don't realize is that GPU optimizations often go hand in hand with battery efficiency. So, this update might not just make your Pixel 10 smoother, it could also extend your battery life. If you take a step back and think about it, these kinds of behind-the-scenes improvements are what keep devices feeling fresh over time. Lastly, there's a fix for an issue causing the touch panel to become unresponsive. This one's a big deal because, let's face it, a touchscreen that doesn't work is basically a paperweight. What this really suggests is that Google's addressing not just software glitches, but also hardware-software interactions. It's a reminder that even the most advanced devices can have quirks, and it's how companies respond to those quirks that matters. From my perspective, this fix is a testament to Google's commitment to refining the Pixel experience, even on their latest flagship. But here's where it gets even more fascinating: these fixes are only for the Pixel 10 series. Why not the Pixel 9 or 8? One thing that immediately stands out is that Google's prioritizing its newest devices, which makes sense from a marketing standpoint. But it also raises a question: are older Pixel users being left behind? Personally, I think this is a delicate balance every tech company faces. On one hand, you want to push innovation forward, on the other, you don't want to alienate loyal users. It's a broader trend we're seeing across the industry, and it's something worth keeping an eye on. So, what's the bigger picture here? This update might seem minor on the surface, but it's a window into Google's priorities and strategy. They're not just fixing bugs, they're fine-tuning the Pixel 10 experience to keep it competitive. A detail I find fascinating is how they're focusing on specific use cases, like gaming and touch responsiveness. It shows they're thinking about how people actually use their devices, not just what looks good on paper. If you ask me, that's the kind of attention to detail that builds trust with users. To wrap this up, I think this update is more than just a routine patch. It's a statement about where Google's headed with the Pixel lineup. Are they perfect? No. But they're clearly committed to refining their devices and addressing real-world issues. So, here's my closing thought: as we look ahead to future updates, let's not just focus on the big features. Let's appreciate the small tweaks and optimizations that make our devices work better every day. Because in the end, those are the things that really matter. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take on this update and what it means for the future of Pixel devices.